And yeah, so like I say, that both teams pretty darn close to being together in quality. Like I say, Puckchamp immediately take out the Timbersaw.
I feel like that was really the.
You
I
then have
mean,
to watch out
obviously
with
there's a
Puck
lot
being
going.
like a massive spellcaster. The Pugna being there to disrupt with the ward.
Oh wow, wow, that's interesting. So they go for the Mallory and Primal versus Slark. It's not like
Yeah.
Terrorblade is in any way worried about that. Like the late game potential coming out from Nemiga. And not only do you have the Terrorblade, but you also have arguably the best support late game with the Phoenix. So. And what did you have on the other side? You have the Death Prophet doesn't scale that well. She's again, we see this. She scales, but not amazingly. The odds, though, they also favor Nemiga, but not too much. But for you guys, if you want to click banner down below, it's right underneath the stream. You get $15 for free if you're registering for the first time. So yeah, go for it if you have the time. But I don't like the Pokemon. I much as a pick. I do think the disruptors are gonna have to like pop. The team has to pop off for disruptors to be useful.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm all in on Nemiga.
Yeah, and how do you think that? I mean, the Death Prophet here on Young G. How do you want to play around this one? As we can see, hit you over there on the disruptor. But yeah, so they are going to be stacking up, looking towards pressure in this top rune. Just to contest. No, it's not even going to be a contest. You can see Nemiga back themselves away. Yeah, they're not even going to come in and try and contest onto this. So bad. Might just be able to get a couple of right clicks here onto Denial. But moves himself back. There is a really nice river ward down there just outside of the Roche Pit as well. And Kiritich, you can see 45 games on the Terrorblade, 56% on that win rate as well. So, it is positive. He knows what he's doing. He's got that belief that he can play it off on it. And we've seen a good couple of Terrorblades yesterday as well. It was actually Puckchamp playing it on that Terrorblade. But, excuse me, no, it was VP. It was Kiritich, Krilliat that played it. Melee, a little bit of harass, but yeah, so Puckchamp know what the Terrorblade can do.
Yeah, I like the Primal Beast mid, by the way, against Young G. One of the nice things is that you can get a point in like Uproar, and it gives you a lot of extra right click, which makes it very difficult for Young G to get last hits off. Of course, not too impossible. You do have the Crypt Swarm, so that's what I often see with the mid lane Primal Beast. And my god, that taunt is amazing. The that is one of the best taunts out there. When he has a diaper and he starts like screaming on the ground,
Yeah,
I
just
love it.
throws a little strop, gets his gets his lollipop out there as well. But yeah, how do you think? I mean, we've seen the Maranas. Sometimes they I only say sometimes because sometimes they do want to include that arrow in the first 4 or 5 levels, but sometimes they just go all in the Starstorm and the Leap. How do you expect this Marana? How do you think Sobad's going to build this? Is it going to be a value point in the arrow, or do you think he just goes all in on the Starstorm damage, especially with Malik here on that Pugna?
What I've seen, a lot of people go something like a 2-1-0 build by level 3 with 2 points on Starstorm because the damage at level 2, if it's someone's close by to you, it's something like 250 damage or something like that, which is absolutely insane. You put that up with an arrow and you can just do an easy 350 damage. So that's what we're seeing a lot of these position 5 Miranas doing, and I like it. So I do think he might get a value point at 2, but we'll find it. We'll find out in a bit what he's going to go for. Generally, we just see Leap take up to level 4 to come out.
Yeah.
Oh, well, he takes at level 2. Screw that!
Yeah, he's like I say, there's been a mixed bag of the skill builds coming out from the Marana. They do sometimes choose to go for that leap and then not pick the arrow up if they don't think there's any kill potential on the lane either. They don't pick the arrow up till a little bit later on, it seems. And yeah, Malik, how's he looking? I love that as well. Just getting the grep off just to make sure that the Terrorblade can't get the last hit onto the range creep. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Young G, he pulls the creeps behind the tower here. Pretty much full creep wave there as well. Not a lot of damage, a little bit here onto the range creep, but Young G's going to be able to get a lot of denies off on this. I don't know, even the challenge being thrown though, the gauntlet is down by Malrine. What can Malrine do? Does he just have to body block the creeps and just wait for this next wave? Because he's missing out on an entire wave of creeps here. As you can see, Young G, 11 games, but a 45% win rate on the Death Prophet.
He'll be able to equalize it after this game if he wins it. He'll be a 6 out of 12.
Yeah.
If he wins it right now, he's 5 out of 11. But yeah, it doesn't look like that's what Malway is doing, by the way. If we looked at him just now, he looks like he is trying to body block. And like, that's kind of all I can do. He has his own creeps behind the tower, I think. So a little bit, it's not too bad, right? He's still ahead in CS actually over Young G by quite a margin. And overall, the lane stage looking pretty damn good for Nemiga. You know, they particularly bottom lane where Vazia is. He's got 18 CS. The Slark always has to be scared for Shigetsu. You know, we talked about this low health next to a centaur. He can really burst you down.
Yeah, and actually, they might dive behind the tier. They are going to dive behind the tier 1 tower on the bottom lane as well. Shigetsu, can he get himself away from this now as well? They're going to try and go for the pounce, but there's going to be the hoof stomp coming through and the double edge as well to secure first blood. And Vizzy picks up Shigetsu. Not having a great time here on the another double edge now as well. The glimpse comes back, but I don't know if that's where you want to be putting the Phoenix here. Gets that Icarus dive away. It looks like Vizzy, does he want to carry on going? And till the end here, you know, H2O in the trees. He's just looking to try and keep himself alive. But if Vazzy comes through, there is going to be the TP back in from Shigetsu. So maybe now Vazzy will just back himself away.
Yeah, they have a level 2 glimpse if they want to use it. But okay, they looks like they want to go for it here.
Yeah, there is the pounce coming through, but Vazzy, a big tanky boy here. Glimpse comes back onto the Centaur. He's going to be able to get himself away. The body blocked, even the creep's getting involved there. And Shigetsu's going to be able to get a return kill. But he did go down in the first blood, so a little bit of extra net worth going his way, but he wouldn't have been happy about going down in the first place.
Yeah, he gets 1 stolen agility, which is kind of nice. So it's not too bad, you know. It's like I'd say it's almost even, you know. But what isn't even is just, again, we're seeing the lanes all go in favor of Nemiga. Every lane is just working out for them. And, oh lord, Young G taking some damage here.
Yeah, and you can see Marin, he gets himself in and he just commits his entire kit, gets the kill. And Youngji even throws out the tip. So Youngji, he might not have accepted the gauntlet that was thrown down, but at least, you know, Marin's going to throw out the tip just to say, you know, well, try again, you know, better luck next time.
Dude, Youngji is only level 4 and Marin is level 6. Like, that is absolutely insane that he was able to get there. And oh, Denial, he might be in trouble as well.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be the rotation in now. Marin, he's going to have the pulverize up once again, trying to get on top of Daniel. Is he going to be able to get himself away? The damage is just way too much. And Marin, great rotation there. The phase boot's coming out, and he's just going to be able to move himself right back into the mid lane before the Young G gets back. Coming back from the respawn on the death. Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, they're going to try and make a move. Again, the Centaur, he's got the hoof stomp out. Is it going to be enough damage? He gets to one more right click. He takes him down. It will be the revenge kill all the way coming through from H2O there till the end. But yeah, again, they get the kill onto Shigetsu before the Centaur gets taken down. So he's not really going to get anything out of that, though, Shigetsu.
Yeah, but until the end gets a lot of levels, right? Like, look, he's almost level 5 at this stage of the game, but it's not really something to be like, oh yes, we have a farm disruptor. It doesn't add too much. You'd rather have it on the Slark, but it's at least you get the kill. You know, at least you get something back. But the gap is starting to grow, man. It is starting to be I don't say very scary, but 2k at 6 minutes for Nemiga, who has this very tanky draft, and Puckchamp, they are going to have damage issues in the mid game.
Yeah, and guys, don't forget you can click the banner below the stream to get yourself a free $15 bet if you are a new customer. You can sign up right below there. And meanwhile, it looks like they're going to try and make another move on Shigetsu. Shigetsu's taking damage. He's away. He's pounced into the trees, but the Icarus dive comes through. There's going to be the Sun Ray now as well. Do they have the damage? Are they going to be able to spot out Shigetsu? He's going to be taken down, and Hell Scream will get it now. Kinetic Field comes out, but it's not going to be enough to save the Slark's life. And it looks like H2O is going to be taking the damage coming through from these two. And you can see Vizzy's just waiting in the trees, maybe waiting for till the end to come closer to him to get that Centaur stomp off. And it looks like he's just playing underneath the tier 1, not overcommitting here on Vizzy. Hell Scream, the glimpse is going to come back. Do they have the right click damage? And yeah, till the end will get the kill onto the Phoenix. But still, that's the 3rd death in about 4 or 5 minutes here for the Slark. Meanwhile, the top lane, they get the kill onto Sobad now as well. So, okay, that's a nice return kill. Just taking down the Mirana, creates a little bit of space, takes the pressure off here on Malik and as well Daniel. But at the minute, I mean, you look at the Tower Blade here, Kiritich is still finding farm, and again, they're going to know here, Puckchamp, what a farm Tower Blade can do after Krilliat looking so impressive on it yesterday, playing for VP, to knock Puckchamp down to the lower bracket. So, Kiritich, maybe a little bit of deja vu here for Puckchamp if they're not careful.
Yeah, it's like you kill the Mirana, but so as a position 5 Mirana, it's not a big deal.
Oh, the rotation, the gank. Maureen, he gets another kill into Malik, and he's just going to be, again, just TPs himself right back into the middle.
Which means that in that time, Deathprop wasn't able to get anything, not able to do damage on the tower, kept her ultimate. So these very fast rotations by Malin have been doing so much work for them. That's level 6 Disruptor.
And look at this now as well. There's going to be another dive through. The trample comes out. Static Storm's going to be there, but Sobad, he's going to be able to pick up the kill. Onto the Disruptor. Can he take down the Phoenix in revenge? It looks like not here. Young G, he's popped that Exorcism. What's he going to be able to get out of it? As Malrine, he's just going to be, I mean, he can still defend, he can still take the pressure off, and he can't contest him over the river, even with the Tiny backing them up.
Yeah, he decides it's a farming exo, you know? It's not even
Yeah.
going to be, you can't get a kill, might as well just go farm with it because he knows, right? If you go next to the Primal Beast, the Onslaught, and he just charges in, he has, that's it, that's all. The Trample will be able to take out the creeps very fast, and then suddenly you're standing in front of a tier 1 tower, in front of a Primal Beast. That's a scary situation. And I'm very worried for Puckchamp right now. The damage issues, I don't think they're going to get any better. We already see a pipe coming out on Centaur. And look at Puckchamp, you tell me, between Disruptor and Pugna and Tiny, what is most of their damage? I think it's magical. So it does feel like this hood's just going to do so much work.
Yeah, and again, Malrine, he's going to go straight towards the BKB on the Primal Beast, so that's going to be even more of a save coming out. And he's just going to be coming in onto the mid lane with the trample, forcing this lane right in underneath that tier 1 tower, so it can look to put pressure on again the exorcism. So it's going to take a lot of a commitment there, mana-wise, spell-wise, and it just means once that happens that Malrine, you can already see him, he's rotating off the lane. He could look for another gank while the Death Prophet is just stuck dealing with the pressure being applied to this tier 1 tower. And
I just love what... No, sorry.
I was just saying, he's rotating up to the top lane. You can see the scan does come out. They're trying to find somebody, but it looks like they might be able to cut off Malik here. Malik just coming straight in with a trample, comes out onto Malik. Malik knows he's avoided it for now, and there's the onslaught into the pulverize. Even this the ward, it's not going to be able to do anything because the spells, just 2 spells, so impactful to the damage that comes out, and Malik just gets cleaned up.
He's not the only one. She gets to die on the other side of the map as well, so absolute disaster coming out from Puckchamp here. And does it get better? Kinda. If we can see Tiny get the blink dagger, might be able to catch people, but the burst damage is also. I mean, it's not burst damage, but they have good magic damage, right? If you can catch someone in with a disruptor, you know, static storm with a decrepify on top, or grip swarm, so Tiny, like there is, you know, it comes up from decrepify, then you can have a good amount of spell damage coming out right after. But as we mentioned earlier, Hood and you said the BKB is coming out, so. And of course, there's just levels, right? You're behind levels. Like your damage is reduced. They have more health and everything.
Yeah, and Malrine again throws a little bit of a strop here as he gets himself away. Just running him out of mana though. So Daniel was hunting, not able to get a toss back, and the Death Prophet has rotated up here. Has that exorcism available if they want to try and put pressure, because the Terrorblade doesn't want to really move into the jungle so early on. He does at some point want to go into the jungle, you know, find that extra farm when his illusions are a little bit stronger, but I thought he might want to stick to the lane. Arrow actually connects onto the Tiny. Not going to be any follow-up damage, so they are just going to let this tier 1 tower go, it looks like.
Yeah, but yeah, it's not really worth it. By the way, crazy. It's 11 minutes and Slark just crossed the 3k gold threshold. He was sitting at 2.9 before that tower fell, so... oftentimes at 10 minutes we see more, you know, carries at 4.5 or sometimes, or you know, close to 5, but which is what all of the Nemiga, they're all at above 5k. It is absolutely brutal what's happening to Slark.
Yeah, and you can see here, I mean, the Onslaught, he's going to try and chase. Does he try and go for the trample? It is going to be the trample over the pulverize. Arrow's going to connect there as well. So bad with those sniper shots. Takes down, and there's going to be the Icarus dive through as well. Daniel, does he want to try and go for the pulverize? No, he's tossed him onto Youngji. Does he want to still get the pulverize into the tower? There's going to be the life drain coming out from the Pugna, so he has to back himself away from that. And yeah, a lot of damage coming out to Mari. He still survives though. He's going to be able to stick himself back up to a decent amount of health as well. And look at the regen coming through. 8 regen in terms of health per second. And yeah, so while they were 4 heroes, by the way, had to move to top to protect the Death Prophet to make sure they got that tier 1 tower. While that happened, the tier 1 tower in the bottom lane went down. The tier 1 tower in the mid lane was pressured. And Nemiga, they lost the tier 1 tower, but they traded for so much more out of that. They got Yeah, Puckchamp took the initiative, and Nemiga come out on top.
And not only that, by the way, I love what Vaz is going for pipe, right? We just keep talking about magic damage. He's going for pipe. He's like, well, I'll just protect my whole team. How does that sound for you? Very awkward situation to be in. And pipe did get recently buffed, remember. Went from 400 damage to 450 magic damage block. May not seem like a lot, but that does make a difference.
Yeah. And Marin as well. He's about 1,000 gold away from the full BKB. Oh, in the lane. Are they going to be able to make a move onto Centaur against Centaur? Is a big tanky boy, but there's going to be the life drain coming through as well as the glimpse. But Marin, he's moved in. He's got that trample off. He's going to be able to get himself a double kill. And Youngji, he might not be safe as well. The pulverize into the egg. The supernova comes out, and that's going to be a cleanup from Marin. Hellscream gets the damage off, and this is going to be 4 heroes going down. Shigetsu survives only because he's not in this fight. Marin with the triple kill, securing a great position there for Nemiga.
Vazia surviving so much of that damage. And again, we've been through that. The damage problems from Puckchamp coming out. And Vazia, despite, glimpsed back and full static storm, decrepified, he's like, yeah, and that tickled. It's a 93% chance for Nemiga. Slark is getting very close to the Echo Saber, but I mean, if they might be able to sneak a Roche. You do have Death Prophet who's decent, but she's also pretty low level. I think she's level 9, so you don't have that level 2 EXO, which doubles the damage.
Yeah, and you can see the position 5 Mirana is 3 levels higher than the position 4 Tiny. Sobad's rotating around 4 points into that Starstorm already. He's going to be putting out a whole load of damage in these fights. If they don't blow him up straight away, or, get this ward down from the Pugna, get the nether ward down, he's just going to be putting out, all 5 heroes in the team fight starts coming out, or 4 heroes, whoever's grouped up. He's just going to be chunking them down bit by bit with that Starstorm just on his own. Oh, they might be able to find the Storm with Daniel now as well. Yulceptor comes, Arrow's going to connect onto the Tiny, and with the double edge, the damage is going to be there so bad. He claims that kill. Now they're going to try and chase, but the Moonlight Shadow is out, and I don't think that they have the detection. There is going to be the glimpse back, though, and Shigetsu's getting really down low in the jungle, but Centaur, can he get himself out of this? The Static connected field's already worn off, and now it's going to be Kiritich. He just moves himself in with the Terrorblade through that Static and says, I don't need spells, I've got the Metamorphosis. I'm just going to right-click you down, and now your tier 2 tower is going to be put under pressure as well, because this Metamorphosis, it's a fresh one. I've got a creep wave, and I'm going to be able to chunk down this tier 2 tower.
200 damage per right-click against a poor Disruptor who's got nothing going for him. It's mean what Kiritich just did to that guy. That is just not nice. And check out what else he has queued up a Blink Dagger.
The drain? Yeah, Kiritich, he got low. He doesn't have the backup from the rest of his team as well, because they're too busy killing off onto Shigetsu. They get the kill. They might even get Daniel on this now as well. The toss comes out. Is the damage going to be there? The drain, though. Mallory, how much gold? He gives about 1,000 gold between that kill streak, and now he has to get himself away. The leap, though, Mirana in mid-air when the silence comes out, so Nemiga should be able to back themselves away. They do lose Mallory, but they put pressure onto Shigetsu, delay any items coming out, and, he's going to be down for the next 14 seconds, so this is where the Terrorblade just continues, looking to nearly double the net worth of the Slark.
Yeah, Slark is one of those heroes that really relies on a good laning stage, right? Like, he farms the jungle decently, but nowhere near the extent of a Terrorblade, and that's especially with a Terrorblade, a really good lane. But if you guys want to have a good time, just click on the banner down below underneath the stream. You get $15 for your first bet if you're signing up for the first time. Shard was finished up on Hellscream, by the way. He has a Blink Dagger queued up. All right. Is he really gonna go for the Phoenix Blink Dagger? I'm willing to say no, but I'm thinking.
Maybe. I'm trying to think of what he'd actually use it for, to get a good dive in. When the fight, Marin's in the fight, disrupting, he can dive in and get the supernova off right next to the Primal Beast, and there's not going to be a lot that anybody could do about it, especially now that the Primal Beast does have that BKB up, going straight towards the Ag Scepter now as well.
They killed him last time. I was actually a bit surprised. I was like, oh, they killed him. Now, like you mentioned, the BKB comes out, you think, that doesn't seem like it's going to get any easier. The cores on Puckchamp, they're not too crazy far behind, Like, it's a couple of thousand on each, which is not that bad. Like, you look at Malik and Vazia, they're actually only 500 gold apart. Although the supports there's a big gap there, though. Shigetsu, he's going to maybe increase that gap right now.
Yeah, he's trying to get himself away from this here Shigetsu, has to pop the Shadow Dance. You can see the Sunray coming through here now as well from Hellscream. Just trying to do what damage you can, but I think he wasn't able to get the Pulverize off on the Primal Beast, because as he jumped in, the Dark Pact was going from Shigetsu trying to farm up the creeps a little bit quicker. So if he'd have got the Pulverize off, potentially maybe would have kept the Slark locked down enough to get the kill. But you still force the Shadow Dance out for pretty much nothing.
The Radiant, speaking of the Shadow Dance, it spots that there's a ward, a dire ward near the river, and they're like, well, let's try and pick it out. But Sobat just stands right there, scaring them off, but looks like we should be able to see that ward fall until the end gets it off.
Yeah, Arcane Rune there in the river as well, just saving that for maybe one of... I'm surprised he's not either guarding it or, you know, picking it up himself there, but Young G might move himself down the river to pick that one up. Even maybe Shigetsu there for a quicker farm speed there with the Dark Pack. But while this is going on, Kiritich, 10k net worth, who are they going to be able to find? Somebody's going to be caught in the status home connected field, but that's going to be the BKB coming out. And now the Polarized, they do the job and they take down the Pugna. And Daniel's going to be able to get the revenge kill onto Sobad, but that's still trading off the support for you know, your offlaner, for a core hero here. And Malrine, he's just farming the creeps. He's saying, I dare you to come at me, yo. Come at me, bro. The Avalanche will come out. Daniel, the Sunray is going to be there. And now Daniel, he puts himself in a little bit of trouble. The toss there, but it just tosses Kiritich into the fray and not away from it. And now they might be able to go even more onto this Shigetsu. Trying to do what he can, but the Centaur Stomp comes out. There's going to be the Sunray into the Supernova now as well. Shigetsu's getting really down low. Shigetsu's getting cleaned up. Shigetsu's dead. Youngji's going to follow. And it's only the Disruptor alive. And now Sobad's back. All 5 heroes from Nemiga. There's even going to be the jump in. Trample, does he want to be coming out with the damage now as well? Onto the top of H2O. H2O with the connected field. Can he get himself away from this? As Pugna Malik, he is back in, but he has to force staff himself up to the high ground to make sure he's not taken down here by the side of Nemiga, as he just go right back towards that tier 2 tower.
The tier 2 wasn't even down. They're still in the diving tier 3s. And looks like the Disruptor until the end, he's like, nope, let me not die. And they are able to get another tier 2. 11,000 gold for Nemiga. They could take the outpost. It looks like they might be going for it. Vasia's right there. It is brutal. And you look at, and again, you keep thinking, when does it get better? And it just doesn't feel like it. Well, this is a snowball lineup from Puckchamp. It is a Pugna Death Prophet core. These are tower hitters. These are heroes that cannot play from behind. And Disruptor, notorious for his bad...
the Stomp comes out. And again, the toss back is going to keep Malik alive for a little bit longer. The ward is down. The Sunray doing a lot of damage to the kinetic field there as well. So the chase going to be cut short a little bit on Nemiga. But you just see how easy it is once Nemiga get on top of heroes just to burst anyone on the side of Puckchamp down.
Yep, it's not going well for them. Where Shigetsu, did he pick up? I think he may have drawn. Yeah, I don't think he took the pupil's gift. Looks like it's still on the ground there. Maybe a gift for the Nemiga. He's like, if I give you an apple, will you leave me alone? See if they go for it later. We are getting close to the Blink Dagger on the Tiny. If you can jump in, maybe catch Malrine, maybe Vasia, preferably the Mirana. If you can get her on your side of the map, just take her out quickly. That would be ideal for them.
Yeah, Shigetsu's going. I think he's got the Diffusal Blade. Yeah, so he's got the Robe of the Magi coming in on the courier here, being delivered to him. So that's going to be his Diffusal Blade being completed up. Once he go towards the Aghanims after that, but I mean, Shigetsu, if he was going for this build, he might be spotted out now as well. The Phoenix, does he want to go for the Icarus dive again? But yeah, if Shigetsu was, like you say, it's a kind of snowball build coming out from the start as well. If he wanted that, he needed that Diffusal Blade, about 5-6 minutes ago to be able to rotate, get pickoffs on supports. You know, at the minute, Nemiga, when this fight's happening, they're just staying so close. You can see that Sobad's finding a little bit of farm. Kiritich back in the dire triangle there as well. But yeah, once they want to start to kick off, you know, they're going to group up as 5, and that Diffusal Blade isn't really going to be doing much because nobody's going to be running away from the Slark. They're all going to be running towards it. So it's that Diffusal Blade maybe just a little bit too late here, but he was committed to it. Bottom lane, they might be able to get the pick off onto Sobad. So at least they do take down one of the supports on the side of Nemiga.
That's also the reveal of the Blink Dagger. And I like what you said about the Slug Diffusers. Like, that's nice, but when people are charging at you and you're behind, you think maybe a BKB will help you stand and get those right clicks off, will help you a little bit more.
Speaking of, the trample comes in, the pulverized damage into the Sunray now as well. Shigetsu, even through the Shadow Dance, is he going to be able to get himself away from this one? The Stampede's going to be, so they're trying to catch up. Shigetsu, the Shadow Dance wears off, and now the blink into the Hoof Stomp, and they get the kill. Take him down. Shigetsu down for another 44 seconds.
And that's sushi done right there. They can really do whatever they want with Nemiga. Even though they said no Sobad down there just to push out the lane, they're okay with him dying. Gets glimpsed back. And he laughs at him. Yes, that's always one of the things you forget about Disruptor. You always think, oh, you're right, I can just teleport. He's the only guy who can do this in the game, who can just send back an enemy all the way. You're like, oh, crap. It's a lot of fun. A lot of fun when you do it.
I mean, it feels good when you're not this far behind, but yeah, you can see that Mario was just laughing that off. He's like, yo, okay, you got me, fair enough. As Daniel, Oh, the glimpse comes back, but it's going to be into... do they have enough to take down this Terrorblade with the Static Storm? The Sunray, they're trying to keep him alive now as well with the Life Drain coming up, but the Sunray, he's just keeping him going. He's going to be able to get the Sunder off Shigetsu. Low health now, he's going to be taken down once again. The dive comes through, the Pugnance Shigetsu already be taken down. Young G, the right click's coming through now as well. Yulsep trying to keep him alive for as long as possible, but Kiritic stacking up with the right clicks. There's going to be the double edge as well. And Vajia, now they take down that tier 1 tower, and 26-8 at 23 minutes. And again, the glimpse, the dive forward, but it only brings him back closer here to the Disruptor. Disruptor going to be stunned up, and this is just going to be GG. 24 minutes in, it gets called Puckchamp. They've had enough. Game number 1 going the way of Nemiga.
The moment the Sunder came off on Terrorblade, I didn't want to interrupt you.